So today, Canyon has launched a pair of high-end pro-level race cycling shoes, and I bet you didn't see that coming, did you? No, neither did I. But here we are, road shoes and mountain bike stroke gravel shoes, and I've been riding them, living with them for the last 2 months. And so today I'll tell you what I like to use and how they perform and how they compare to other options in the market, and go through all the key details. And let's be honest, there's no shortage of high-end shoes in the market these days, is there? We have City, Specialized, Shimano, Physique, Nimble, Giro, and loads of other shoes. So I guess why on earth have Canyon launched a range of shoes? And are they any good? Are they worth buying over the other options on the market right now? To answer the first question, well, I guess they've seen what Specialized have done so successfully in offering desirable high-end shoes and helmets that people buy despite not actually riding a Specialized. And Canyon are a disruptor. Their bikes, when they launched years ago with their direct sales business model, really turned a few heads and raised a few eyebrows, and they're now one of the most popular bike brands in the world. So I guess they want to do the same in the shoe market as well. So these are pro-level race shoes called a Tempr CFR. So they are top level, top money, but the price does compare well to other options in the market right now, retailing for 330 euros, which, yes, is a lot of money, but being Canyon, I have no doubt there will be a CFSL and a CFSLX model. So see this as a starting point, an entry for Canyon into the shoe world, and there will be more affordable options along very soon. That I have no doubt about. So if you're screaming into the comment section about another overpriced cycling product, just wait your time, buy your time. There will be a more affordable version along very soon. I should say these colors, this camo isn't available. You can't buy this. They've been using this for kind of secret testing, and you might see some athletes and ambassadors like Valtteri Bottas has been wearing these shoes for the last couple of months. So if you are eagle-eyed, you might have seen these out and about. But the colours available are on screen right now, so white, black, grey. But sadly, you can't buy the colours, which is a real shame. I think the camo, although it's not very camo, is it? Because they do stand out, looks really cool. And I bet some of you would buy this colourway if they were offered. I know I would. You also can't choose the colour of the bird dials. They are grey, like on here, on the mountain bike shoe. But at the launch event after Sea Otter in Monterey back in April, I met the guys from Boa, and they had some custom bird dials on hand, and they showed me how easy it is replacing bird dials when they break or when you crash, and they offered to give me some nice snazzy red ones because they match the Just Ride Bikes logo. So I took that opportunity for some snazzy red bird dials. And right off the bat, we have some really interesting details. And first and foremost, this isn't just a rebranding exercise like we've seen our brands do in the past. They have given 2 renowned shoe designers with 50+ years of combined experience working for the likes of Specialized and Giro, and responsible for some very key models in those ranges, a blank canvas and probably a blank checkbook as well to design a shoe from scratch to combine the best attributes of stiffness for speed and performance and comfort. The insole and last are key to a shoe's fit and performance, and the last have been designed based on the pro athlete data that Canyon has. They have loads of pros on their books and have used all that data to develop the last for the shoe. And then Canyon worked with a company you may have heard of, a German company called Solstar, who specialise in making insoles for shoes, and have worked with many top-level pro cyclists for a long time, and had their own range of insoles which are designed to give a natural fit and a supportive fit for a range of feet. I've never tried them before, but we have them here. But they're not just insoles, they've actually built the technology from that company into the foundation of the shoe. So that is an integral feature of the shoes, that Solstar technology, and all their understanding and all their research and data on how to best support the foot when it's in a cycling shoe. There are other companies that do similar things, like Specialized with BG insoles, and Physique had different insoles as well. We'll come back to the upper in a minute. Let's look at the underneath, where we have, although you can't really see it, a full carbon fiber plate down the length of the sole, with a low stack of 6mm to keep your feet close to the axle for that minimum stack height benefit. And on the sole, we have 3-bolt drillings on the road shoes and 2-bolt on the mountain bike. And they are essentially the same shoes, I should say, the road and mountain bike. The same upper, the same carbon fiber sole. The main difference is, of course, the cleat drilling and the tread we have on the mountain bike shoe. These have a Vibram, nice grippy tread pattern on the bottom. It's a shame that neither shoe has replaceable heel bumpers or tread materials on the shoes, so when they wear out you can't replace them as you can with Siddies and other shoes. Lots of cleat fore and aft adjustment as well, and markers on there to get them just where you need them. And on the road shoe, a small ventilation port underneath, but that's your lot really. So yeah, underneath they are different, but on the top and that last sole technology they are the same. And then we come to the really cool, funky stuff, the best feature of these shoes. Now, I have personally seen shoes develop loads in my 20 years riding bikes at a reasonable level in that pursuit of speed and performance via stiffness, and stiffness has definitely gone up on modern shoes, but also comfort. There's no point in having all that stiffness and performance if your feet are red hot, on fire, and you're in agony. So comfort is an area where shoes have definitely improved in the last 2 decades, in my experience. And combining all that stiffness for performance and sprinting and top level racing with maximum comfort is the holy grail for a shoe design. And we've seen uppers on shoes go through all different iterations and evolutions, from a Shimano doing heat moldable shoes, and Bont with a sort of carbon tub which you can heat to mold as well. Mavic did some crazy carbon exoskeleton with an inner sock that cost a staggering £900, if you remember those from a few years ago. And we've seen boa dials in particular, and dials are available, become very popular as well, although laces are back in fashion as well. So all manner of upper designs and retention systems and closure systems to keep the feet securely in place without any pressure, sore spots or hot spots, or any discomfort that might arise on a long ride. Now, a common issue with many shoes, and I've got this cheap pair as an example, is how the upper 2 sides kind of pulls together, and then the tongue is just kind of squished down below onto the top of your foot. So that pressure builds up across the top of your foot and isn't very comfortable. So what Canyon have done is, rather than the upper pressing together and then pushing that pressure onto your foot, the upper sort of rolls around each other like that, and then spreads the pressure across the top of the foot much more evenly, and just gives a nice kind of hold across the top of your foot. And when I first put the shoes on, the sensation was quite startling, I have to say, because when you put your feet in and do up the boa dials, there's no pressure, there's no discomfort. You can't feel the shoe across the top of your foot at all. It's almost like there's no shoe there at all as the 2 sides come together and roll over the top of your foot. It is quite something to behold. Very different to my usual experience of shoes, where you definitely feel the tongue pressing in, and you have to be careful about how you do the boa dials up, or the Velcro straps, or whatever system you have, to make sure there's no pressure and it's all evenly spread across the top of your foot. But this system here works extremely well. And then we have a nice stretchy built-in tongue inside there, which doesn't crimp up, doesn't buckle up, it just spreads the load really well, gives a really nice fit across the top of the foot, as this top section here is allowed to slide underneath there, and then the front one just adjusts the forefoot area there. So comfort is definitely up there with the best shoes, and definitely probably a step above many other shoes I have tested in the past 10 plus years, and that fit across the top of the shoe is really nice. You don't have to do the boa dials up very tight either, you can leave them fairly loose, and there's enough support from the heel cup and around the side of the foot and that kind of stretchy sock to keep your feet in place. But even if you like to clamp the dial down low like you're a sprinter, get them really tight on your feet, there's no pressure, no sore spots across the top of the foot at all. So as I mentioned earlier, I've been using the shoes for about 2 months, just over 2 months. And road shoes with road cleats fitted, as you see there. and on my mountain bike and gravel bike with Shimano SPD fitted, and lots of miles on these gravel shoes in particular. So let's talk about fit, and these are a size 45 and I'm a size 45 in Specialized and City and Giro and Shimano, and they fit me the same as those other shoes fit me. No issue with size being too big or too small. The fit is perfect and no issues there at all. They are offered in half sizes, which is cool if you need a half size smaller or larger. There is no wide fit option. Now I have fairly regular feet, so I don't need a wide option, but Canyon does say they reckon the design of the insole means there's enough space in there that they don't need a wide version, but I can't really test that. So if you have wide feet and you want to try these, let me know and maybe see how you get on with a wide foot in these shoes. So yeah, sizing good, fits good for me, and riding these shoes has been a lot of fun. They've been a very pleasant experience indeed, and comfort has mostly been amazing. But I say mostly, I had a few teething issues in the early days, particularly on the road shoe it was. They're both the same, but more on a road shoe. So on the inside of the ankle, we have a material which covers the ankle opening, but there's a rather sharp transition from that material there to the stretchy kind of tongue liner material. Not sharp, but definitely an edge there. And I found on the first 2 rides, I could feel that digging in. But I managed to sort of massage that material and kind of stretch it around a bit and adjust the fit and amount of tension I put through the top boa dial. And after those 2 rides, it was never an issue again. So that was something that definitely stood out on the first 2 rides. But since then, and I've done 100 rides probably since then, they've been just fine. But I do think, looking at the shoe now, that's definitely an area that could be improved. But worth adding, these are pre-production shoes, hence the camo finish. So hopefully for the production shoes, that might be an area they can improve. But that's the only blemish on the shoes. Other than that, they've been fantastic. Comfort is amazing. I've done some big rides, 100-mile rides, big 2-day gravel events and bike packing trips with both pairs of shoes, and they've been fantastic. And what I like is there's lots of stiffness there when you're sprinting and powering up climbs, and the stiffness is comparable to a City or a Specialized, so no flex, even with me putting all my measly watts through the shoe, there's no flex at all. And despite that massive stiffness, there's no real loss of comfort, no real compromise in fit and comfort, and they are a very comfortable pair of shoes. More comfortable than some carbon race shoes I've used in the past that were mega stiff and mega high-end performance, but left you feeling really battered and bruised and sore after just a few miles. So that combination of comfort and performance is definitely an area where Canyon have scored very well indeed. So yes, a very surprising entry into the shoe market by Canyon, but given how they've been disruptive in the bike market, I have no doubt these will be popular for them indeed. I can't wait to see more affordable versions come out in the future. And they are good. They do compare well to other high-end shoes in the price range and category for me. And I think the comfort is probably a bit better than most other shoes. The way that upper just wraps around your foot is really good, save that small blemish on the inside I mentioned earlier. But, and it's a pretty big but, it's the same with buying their bikes. You can't try them before you buy. You buy them over the internet and you hope it fits you. You can't try your shoes before you buy. Now bikes, I would happily buy a bike online because I know what size I need. But with shoes, I know how fussy, how tricky buying shoes can be. Some people need wide, narrow fit. The sizing can be different. You want to try on a pair of shoes, especially a pricey pair of shoes like these, before you buy. So not being able to try this on before you buy is a bit of an issue. And while I'm sure lots of people will happily buy these and take a punt on these and hopefully be just fine with a fit and comfort and sizing, I think Canyon needs to offer a way for people to try these before they buy, just to reassure themselves they fit before they drop over 300 euros on a pair of high-end shoes. Because right now, I can go into a bike shop and try on a City or a Specialized or a Physique or a Shimano and be confident the fit is perfect and there aren't any issues around comfort before I drop a big amount of cash on those shoes. But with Canyon, you can't do that. So that for me is a big drawback with Canyon entering the shoe market. But if you are happy to take a chance, and I'm sure Canyon have a good returns policy if they don't fit you, so you can return them if the sizing is wrong for you, then they are a really exciting addition in the shoe market. Not that we were lacking choice, but here we have more choice. And I do like the fact they are a ground up redesign, and they've really taken an interesting look at how a shoe needs to fit and how it should fit you to provide comfort as well as performance and stiffness. And I really do like them. I like wearing them a lot. They are very comfortable indeed. So yeah, there we go. Canyon Tempr CFR shoes available now. Put a link to their website down below. But if you've got any questions, I'm sure you do. I'll be happy to answer them. So drop a comment down below. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon.